Maybe I could ask this guy over here about the photograph, about the tattoos. What he has to say about it. I don't think I could talk to you. It's all about money, you know. Yeah.
Can I help you?
I see something here they're wearing. I think I need to talk to you. Need to talk about. I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the union. Yeah, it's not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nasty and loudest faction. He tosses his head in disdain. They come here in the evening, dumb, unruly type. They think they're the big shit, but they're a good customer. They place big orders and always pay on time. Find out who's in the union, but he gives you a meaningful nod. We should find out who this loud faction is. Occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need information. How do we find them? We don't. We have to wait. They show up sooner or later. He looks towards the booth. Men are hungry. Even men are strike. He glances at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Ha! Is that their 16? The sign said reserve starting at 16. Why isn't everyone in the mess hall? Hold your peace. Best not to. Yeah, best not to nitpick. These show up later. Yeah. Breakthrough imminent. Was there something there? Is there something else I want to talk about? What? Um. By the way, you should have come back to this thing based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the wording later. Okay. No, that's it. Guess I can talk to you about this. Thought complete. Lonesome long way home. Learning cap per perception raised to 5. Speed gives 1 psychic. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past station 41 through the markets, past the boogie street. Spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye on the center of the district. Then past a video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of the street, lined with pine trees, a small house no longer than the matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. No longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did he come here? Why are you still here? Where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have. Is that all? I guess that's all. Did he got something else? Magnesium. Finger pistol. No, I'm not gonna do anything with that. What did I get from you? Learning cap for perception, raised to 5. Speed gives gives +1. Okay. Oh, you did raise. Raised an extra one. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, the cook is here. Let's talk to you. You have anything to say? Look in here. Dishes are drying. They smell chemical and pine trees. The thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the warden cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table. There's something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Gorisi and Kubik. Must be his name, Gorisi Kubik. Sound representative. Mr. Kubik, I'm here on official policeman. Hello, sir. Got time for a few questions? Oh, damn it. That's not what I want to do. The man puts his cap down and replies something. His left hand drawing arcs in the air. You got some impressive pots there. Smiles and bangs his letter against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sound of this assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. Okay. What's in here? Blue door. You see a heavy steel blue door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. Immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. Wonder where this door leads. You do? The lieutenant regards you with panted skepticism. The door to the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yeah, and there's something about this place that makes me want to know. Eccentric, but okay, I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation. He's not bothered by the eccentricity. He seemed genuinely intrigued himself. Yes, a mini side investigation. He looks at you, then at the door. Good try is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager. Okay. Ask about it. Hello, sir. I have a
Can
question
I
to ask
help
you, you
you?
little bitch. There's a mysterious blue steel door at the back of the kitchen. Oh, yes, that door, that's nothing mysterious, just a door. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have... No, I don't have the key. I don't know how to get there, and I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just the fritted warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust. He runs his finger across the counter to check for dust. He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. He's absolutely not convincing. I think you'd like to know what's back there. Like, let him get to pretend. Oh. Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for running about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100,000 times, though, after the animals, and I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Okay. Alright, so we got some extra things to do. And we solved nothing so far. Um, yeah, I still haven't, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Yeah, or you won't have a place to stay tonight. I'm gonna continue asking around for money. Even though I can't really sell this. Hold up. Let me talk to you for a bit.
Hello again, sweetie.
About your pin. I just wanted to thank you again. You should have it back. I'll give her the pin. I haven't been able to say it. Oh, thank you, dear. I confess. I'm glad to see it again. Oh, cool. You and Lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events. Gotta get going. Yep. I got 11 bucks. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I can ask that guy down here for money. This, like, worker guy here.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
Hey, can you spare some change
What's
for
on
a
your
working
mind?
stiff? Huh? Sudden financial duty snapped him out of the day. Oh no, I ain't got no money. They don't want to pay for any unfinished. They who? The bosses. Makes sense. First work, then pay. I don't know who these bosses think that they are, but they sound. That sounds like a good arrangement for them. So you broke, got it. What else do I have to ask here? Yeah, it sure ain't good for me or you. I spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had say for myself. Turn more bit strike. It's like whatever's going on over the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands no way in or out. Wait, what? Going on a strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two. Maybe I should go on strike. What is the union demanding? Some pretty wild stuff I hear, like a giant new power crane in half the company. I forgot. Jesus. Good on them, I guess. I heard talk that there's a company rep in town too, like a strike negotiator type. They know what's up, precise demand, and so on. Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines, you take notes. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure. What do you think the company wants? You want to keep the money flowing in, my man. The ka-ching sound. Maybe I should go on strike. Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not? Elysium is a self-managing organization that operates on donation. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. I don't know my mother, but I go on strike against her too for my rights. Okay, the lieutenant face betrays a little reaction, but do continue. You're asking about the strikes? Anything else I should anything else, he thinks. Yeah, this really ain't my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. All of us who? Us lorry drivers, commoneers. A few still hang around here waiting for the mess to end. Most of us scurried off somewhere to get drunk, high, or laid. Not that I blame at all, really. Not you? Not my thing. Chasing transit pleasure is a drag these days. I prefer the exam life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing, he glanced down the road toward the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. What's better than chasing transit pleasure? The more transit, the better. When once ends, you can get on to the next one. He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cold exterior. This is a white check, so I might as well do the empathy check. Damn it. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter. Man, I want to know about your soul. I'm okay, man. Just the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tar pin stretched on the frames, and the dull engine's off. The man recedes into his days of words. Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business look into someone's eyes and do not do it. Alright, that's it. Bye. Fuck. Okay. Lex could know about this horse figure. See what he has to say. Kuno? You Irish fuck?
Does Kuno care?
Okay, I'm off. Eunice, what do you got to say about all of this?
I'll die before I squeak.
You don't have anything new. The thing is, I need someone's help to bring down the body too. I can't do it myself, even if I do want the boots. What can I do? End of the day. After 22, when you're calling it a day. Smoker in the balcony. Explore the whirling secret passage. Find out who is in the box. Place lost ball. Find. Yeah, I don't know where to get most of it. What can I buy in the pawn shop besides the? I don't think I could buy another ball. Hold on, let me put my water away. I use two hands. Check the trash can. So what we got here. Mail collection has been heavily vandalized by graffito. A close inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. A faint sticker on the side reads RCM Emergency Desk number 8102 with a slogan, "Mankind be vigilant." Good mailbox, delivery box. The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fuck the coon, and Saint G with the crown have been scribbled on it. Genie is a whore, and Basic City mailbox also. I've been there, man. Heal morale. The mailbox collection seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow. Can I talk to you for a second again?
Snowflake is like a little gift from the sky.
Okay, and all kings and queens in general of old, or artists and writers, a musician, those kind of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. She scratches her head, cold, reddened cheek, then continues. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame. Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them. Reading those doesn't make the reader more famous, doesn't it? Does it? But it does make the famous people more famous, she smiles gleefully. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day. Why would they do that, sir? Because I'm a superstar cop in the papers and everything. I'll show them. That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything, standing over a dead body holding a gun. Cute. I guess I continue asking around about stuff. Over here, it's Qness, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm back here. What does this have to say? Okay, snoring comes from within. What's this? Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. Who's in here? The door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk. Wait, what? Drawn number on the board says 11. Examine the padlock. There's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutter will make short work of it. Let's lock first. No reply. We could use some chain cutters here to cut the shackles. Why we want to break into some random citizen? Snip, snip. Do hand. Why wouldn't we? I don't know. Just something like we could do. Looks at you for a long moment, then blinks once. Alright, sleep. Come back to that. Something that looks number 11. So if it, like the door apartment number of 11 eventually shows up, then we know. Hello, miss.
Moment.
I have a few questions about these apartments. Yeah, who lives behind the door? Padded door lock. Oh, that one's a scientist, a future scholar. Suddenly, old lady's face is beaming. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education is good. I always tell him to study astrology. Something had to do with all the stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawing up on the wall. Are you sure you don't mean astronomy? That's what I said, astrology. The tennis check, let it go. Come on, people tried to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's forget it. It's one of the resident vacation. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on them anymore. On everyone. Well, clearly I feel like you do. Hold up. I'm getting a wedgie. Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls. With how small these rooms are, why wouldn't you want to break the walls down? I think that's all. Worthless. Let's get out of here. I could wait it out. I don't know if there's like a wait feature. Yeah, I don't know. I could ask this boat guide about stuff, I guess. What's in here? Can I get money from here? Oh, magnesium again? What's this boat have to say? The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Let's look at this boat. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you ever earn on your life. Maybe you could give me money. A striking woman leans against the cabin on top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistened with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What exactly, Darcy? I'm having her, what gave it away? Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. Like steel, there's strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your
I
skin.
was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will.
Oh,
gladly.
you're the investigator girl.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead in this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's trace of irony in his voice, mischief even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme. It happens quicker than the shooting started, but did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting.
I don't trust
I
my
wish you a
lieutenant anymore.
swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Do you know something about these tattoos? That's the man who was killed. She almost took the photo, but then stopped. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. So you know something about the tattoos? Better not to tie the forestay on the backstay on this. I hope there is some. Oh, I just remember what the tattoo looks like. They're like about stars and shit, and we have an astronomy guy. Okay, I could ask him, but when does he come back? I think he comes back late. Okay. Better not to tie the forestay on this backstay on this. I hope there's something else I can help you with. She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it. Okay. Tell me more about Wild Pines. What do you do? What do we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. Fair enough. Tell me something else. What can you tell me about the strike? Everything, right up to the but not included trade secrets. Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets? First, you have to repeal the Emergency Act of Trade and Alignments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. An octopus, I will slay it then. Wouldn't want to disturb an octopus. Better let it be. I'm glad you see it that way. To repel the act would mean repelling the coalition government, the one that leases you the right to police rest of all. I'm derailing. You wanted to know about the strike? What is your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I am a grocery clerk. I relay the union demands on Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiation a week ago, and that awful lynching took place. Wait, she just admitted that lynching and the strike are connected. Oh yeah. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2.2-meter racist behemoth blocking the... Oh. So you mean Measurehead? Yes, John Look Measurehead. She leans back and rolls her eyes. So the strike is connected to the lynching. Yes, I believe there is a connection, but that subject is for later. Okay, let's say I was not making the kind of progress I hoped for when I first arrived. When did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago. Oh, the burp. Yes, in the middle of February. So in March. The bay was particularly frozen then. I prefer to do things on site like the RCM. He looks at his notes, but the strike began in December. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gummont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gummont despite concession he granted the union in prior negotiation. This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike. Heavens no, there have been two prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. That's pretty good. This time the demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Or the demands. Yeah, I don't think I ever... there are leaflets everywhere and banners. What do they say again? Oh, yes. Every worker and member of the board. Oh, okay. No, well, they should do what I think the UK does. I don't remember which country does it, but they do have like a representative of the workers in the board. I don't think every worker should be a member of the board. I think there should be a few representative. I will agree with that. I don't know what to think. Over aggressive commie posturing. Go with that, I guess. In this defense, another said demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Yeah, I think that's fine. Most of them probably don't know what that means. Yeah. Fortunately, they explain it. Every time the Wild Pine group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Maturinese terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pine. Essentially, not only are they kings of the companies, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of 100 Pine groups. Wild Pine, did I say hungry? A Wild Pines group. So what are you gonna do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery, but they have been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the rolling in rags, a disaster situation if there ever was one. Excuse me, from whom do you hear about this lynching? Her replies comes quick. I first heard about it from the boya at the gates. The one who very named advertised his aversion to work. I think he said it was call me mañana. Okay. This checks out. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there? The scabs, she raises her brow. You mean the hurdle masses of a jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to? Don't let her answer it herself. Let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right? And some of that degenerate dog worker lingo has rubbed off, it seems like. Don't let her answer it herself. I see that. Ha! She gives you the quick smile. If the workers were organized by Wild Pine, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you, not yet at least. It implies she's open to discussion this matter with you at a later occasion. Okay. Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare. Everett Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, is that he always put the interests of the workers first, really. Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, vicious goo where you and I have blood. If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier. Sound like you're about to take a rapier to him. Oh heavens no, we get along just fine. Yet, now you mention it, I can't imagine that black reticle just dribbling down his double chin. Stops and smile. Can't be that bad. He is the most corrupt individual I've ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there's anyone more venerable, more irredeemable, leptocytic, then it's his twin brother Edgar. Wait, there are two of them? Wait, there are two of them now? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everett does. Everett and Edgar. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits. You see, with a funny little switcheroo while in office, they embezzle God knows how much of their workers do. Okay, what about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare? The Brewers Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it, and I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter election. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into, how do you say it? She hesitated, looking for the right expression. A mob. Lieutenant says sequentially. The Briars are a crime syndicate. That it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer, she nods. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid their concessions have only emboldened Everett and his brother. She turns to, and your opinion, detective, if I may ask you, I'm curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say that the Briars Union is, I would say, a giant leech? It's because it seems like they're just as bad. Yeah. Indeed, in a hungry run, do not. Sadly, wild pines are cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However, how much you feed the lynch always hungers. Did something happen in the election? I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous foreman of the union. She disappeared. Yes, on the last day of the local chapter election, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore or come to work ever. End of the story. It's foreman. Her name? Yeah, what's her name? Sadly, the company records do not even give it a name. What? What the fuck? You don't even have a name? She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a surname or given name. I don't have access to the union files. Eerie. Yeah. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspect foul play. But what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him. Yeah, what happened to this Gamont? Mr. Clare told him to, how do you put it? She paused to compose herself. Damn, Gamont is a short of stature, you see. Not cool. Keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him in the union. Okay. How else can I help? Can I have some money? Is that what you want to say? But it isn't easy, is it? But why not? Look at this lady. Take it a gander. What nice fabric. Why yes, tucked away under that 30 green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity. A silk shirt matching scarf around her gentle throat. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from cold, her light green eyes scanned you full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibility. These are the kind eyes of a rich man that seems to say everything is possible. Yes, so? Now look at you, you miserable clad seaman, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are like a scythe of boot proceeds. Your hair sticks out to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as bald. You can't even ask this person for money. You're too. I don't care about that. Yeah, I don't care about it, as I should be, for even considering that this is a woman and I am a man. I don't really care too much about that. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. What is this feeling? I never felt it before. Ashamed? I'm not ashamed. Yes, I should make my own goddamn money by now. I guess ashamed. Just because of the way I look. Yes, you're too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones up Iwa del Nil. As I was saying... Ooh. Nearby a seagull pecks at a piece of garbage. If there's any way I can be of assistance... This is a white check. Okay, that's all. Yeah, come back. I'll come back. Okay, so we got some more background information about everything that's happening. It's pretty good. So we learned about Holly. Another possible person missing. Could have been affected by this strike. What else can I do around here? What else can I do? Ah, I could like check in here because it says like 16 o'clock, but that already passed now, so they all should be here now. That's why there was one person there. He showed up early. Yeah, this guy. No, there's no one here. What about upstairs? Anyone upstairs? I'm out of water now. Is anyone up here? Anyone? Okay, I think that's where I'm gonna end this. Yeah. That's where I should end it. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Be continuing this later. I don't know when, but later. But yeah. See ya.